What they don't realize is that we have it right there in Zuni. We got the most valuable systems anywhere, and I've traveled quite a bit with different people throughout the world. And my background is I'm an engineer. I've been in the private sector. I've been in politics as a behind-the-scenes guy, and I met other Indian tribes. And my interest at that time was that I wanted to conserve some of the practices that are so sacred that you should just play with it, you know, because it's very, very dangerous and it's very valuable at the same time. And one of the things that I learned about Sedona was that there's been many, many different groups of indigenous peoples that have crossed paths. They come over here, one civilization left, another one will come in, and they dust off what was there, then they start that. 300-400 years later, for some reason they would leave. Chaco is a good example, Chaco culture. If you go to Chaco culture and read the white man's history of it on the walls and pamphlets, it just said that they just disappeared overnight. We all have our reason. We all have our knowledge for that. They were actually destroyed by what is going on right now. Remember, who was it that George Santa Anna said that if people don't know their history, are doomed to repeat it and failure? So that's what happened in the Chaco culture. Chaco culture are two main things. Now, the first thing that they'll blame is that, well, it's because of the weather, global warming, you know, drought and all that. Yes, there were that, and it's recorded in our history. You can go to a lot of different places. The main reason that Chaco disappeared was the sorcerers. The sorcerers. In the Pueblo world, we don't talk about it. It's called witchcraft. And if you look at the Bible and other histories throughout the world, a lot of those people were red-haired or red-headed. Nevada was full of them. The Colorado Plateau was full of those red-haired people that came in and destroyed a lot of different cultures because they accepted them. They accepted them. There were so many invaders, there's so many migrations. One of the famous ones that I'll be working with next couple of weeks is I met a person, a guy by the name of Ruskamp. I can't remember his first name, but he's the one that came up with that. You know, the petroglyphs all over the country, all over the world. Yeah. But out here in the Southwest, there's Chinese right next to them, the Chinese petroglyphs. And right before the Zunis were the first contact of the Spanish people. You've heard of that 7 cities of gold, or 7 cities of Cibola. There's been many stories about it. There's been many, and I kiddingly say in a way that the Zunis were the first people that killed the first black man that ever walked on this continent, which was, what's his name, Esteban, a Moor, a black person, that lied to the Coronado and his group. So everything runs in a pattern. The first black man on this continent lied to the white man, saying that this is going to be it. Move forward today. The black man that's in power is lying to everybody that everything's cool. You know, come back, come on over. I'm not trying to be a politician here, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that are spiritually connected. Because of my training, my spirituality training, my respect for everything training. You know, if you don't do that, grandma's going to get on your butt. Your grandfather's going to haul you into the kiva and beat the crap out of you. Those were the rules at that time. And you cannot afford to lie. Because if you lie in the place where I came from, by the time you got back home, they already knew about it, what you did, right? In a small community. They were faster than the internet.
Right.
And so when I met Robert, I had just gotten through kind of getting tired of this. And see, I went through, I told you I retired because I had kidney failure. Oh. And so I was on dialysis, look at all my arms, for 8 years. But I never ever gave up. It's that Indian training in you. You never give up. And then after that I said, well, what am I going to do now? I only got maybe a year left to live. So I prayed very hard. I prayed to the ant people. The ant people are the hardest working animal on the planet. You know, the ants at ant hills, you go up there and they're the hardest working, they got a structure. And that's the only society that do not have male members. Do you know that?
No, I did not know that.
The ants do not have male members in they're all female. The queen is the queen. And you know, they become soldier ants. They become caretaker ants. And they're the gatherers, you know, the ones that go out there and they do that. Yeah. And so they have no males in the system. We know that. And so that's why we go ask for their blessing. And this is where the fine line of spirituality comes in. We have even our own Indian people have deviated from that because of outside influence. The things are so simple, why make it complicated? When I was going through engineering school, my professors, you know, just looked like they killed something on my paper, you know, like blood all over it. And they used to haul me in back when education was still education. They would sit me down and say, why are you making this complicated? He said, look at it in simple terms. That's what we deviated from. We deviated from our own spiritual teaching. Spirituality and religion are entirely two different animals. We know that. Religion is an invention of man for control. So these are the things that I started looking at it in a matrix, as a good engineer would do. And I said, why can't I apply the same thing of the teachings? At that time, I said, why would I want to know this stuff? Why should I care about spirituality and prayer and blessing of the water and talking to my corn stalks? That's stupid, you know? What has happened since you go talk to your plants come and talk to you. They give you also the exchange of power. And so I did a lot of experiments. You're not a good engineer unless you go over there and blow things up and it hurts you, right? Now I know. So anyway, I started looking at these things, and I found a little property right next to a stream. I have visitors every night. Deer come around. I have 2 eagles as my pets because I talk to them. You know, when I was mean a long time ago, there weren't even dogs would run away or bark at me. And I would walk in there to some friend or relative's house, and the baby's lying real nice, and all of a sudden start crying, and the parents say, what the heck is she crying for? You know, because of that negativity because of your own personal feelings and whatever. Once I got out of that, that was okay.